Good morning. Today is Wednesday, November the 4th. This is Wise Words from Waldo for today. He had the appearance of a Southern colonel. He always appeared at his pharmacy with a small flower in his lapel. C. Austin Miles had a marvelous sense of humor, a dry wit, and was a brilliant man. He was not only a pharmacist, but also a photographer. He had his own darkroom to develop his photos. He loved to read his Bible, and he learned that the special light in the darkroom was sufficient to read by. So he often read his Bible while he waited for the photos to develop. He also liked to write a song or two, and wrote one of the most famous hymns of all time. On March 10th, 1912, he was in his darkroom waiting on some photos to be developed. He opened his Bible and was reading from John chapter 20. It records the story of Mary coming to the tomb and meeting a man in the garden. Mr. Miles pictured himself there, in the garden with them. What a glorious moment it must have been when she realized it was Jesus. Then his thoughts returned to the business at hand, but he realized he was a Christian, and that we as Christians can experience the presence of Jesus in our lives, in our daily lives. And it's even better for us, because he's our constant companion. And so, all alone in that dark room, he knew that Christ was with him. And in that moment of inspiration, he wrote a poem. Interestingly enough, we still sing the song today exactly as he wrote it about 100 years ago. That evening, he wrote the music to go with the poem. 100 years later, it's a hymn that crosses nearly every denominational line. And it's almost impossible to pick up a hymn book that doesn't have this hymn in it. Even when you're all alone, remember these words that were penned in a dark room. I come to the garden alone, while the dew is still on the roses, and the voice I hear, falling on my ear, the Son of God discloses. And he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me that I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. Now stop and think about that.